Welcome to the Woman Who Makes Things Happen show. My name is Agnes van Rhijn, and I help professional women like you build a strong, authentic, and visible personal brand. I'm also the host and the founder of the Woman Who Makes Things Happen show, and today it is my privilege to be interviewing Ebere Akadiri. Ebere had 2 highly successful restaurants in Nigeria and a catering company. She had to leave them behind to move with her family to the Netherlands in 2013. She has experienced firsthand how difficult it is to realize a dream. As a mother of 5, she also knows that family obligations can get in your way on your path to finding true freedom and fulfillment. She believes that despite any obstacles, you can still build a business that you love and profit from it. Having successfully done that for herself, she now helps people, especially moms across the world, to do the same. Welcome to the Woman Who Makes Things Happen show, Ebere. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, and yes.
So for the viewers, I'm very excited because it's the first time. So today is episode 88, if I remember well. It's the first time that I'm interviewing a client of mine. You! I'm so delighted. And what a client. It's such a pleasure to be working with you, Ebere. I think I've never met such a dedicated and joyful person. You are some light. I love it. Anyway, I know more about you. Tell us more about you, please.
Okay, thank you for having me, and yes.
You're welcome.
My name is Ebere Akadiri, and I've been helping people here in the Netherlands to experience the culture and the cuisine of West Africa. And most recently, I've also been helping other women to show them how to start a business that they love and profit from that business. And let me tell you a little bit about myself. As you already mentioned, I'm a mother of 5 and I am married. I come from Nigeria and I live in the Netherlands with my family. But prior to our relocation to the Netherlands in 2013, we lived in Nigeria. And back there, I had a restaurant called Just Relish. And Just Relish, we had 2 branches, had over 56 employees at the time. But even before I started Just Relish, I had another business, a ladies' clothing shop. I used to travel to different countries to buy clothes to sell to ladies in Nigeria. And at one point, it failed. It didn't do very well. But later I went back to learn how to really start a business. I did some business seminars on entrepreneurship foundation. I read lots of books, and then I learned how to reposition and repackage the business. And it did very well. It made so much money that along the line, after about 8 years, I remembered my childhood dream of owning a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I think one time I was in London and I saw all those big, beautiful restaurants, and I said to myself, one day I'm going to own one of these. And I also, because I studied food science and technology in school, and I did some industrial training with some food processing companies and restaurants, as soon as I remembered I had that dream as a child, I immediately started learning how to do it. So I started setting up money from my clothing business to set up a restaurant. All the things, the mistakes, the challenges I had running a clothing business helped me to position my restaurant in a very good way. And then I left it to come to the Netherlands with my husband. And
that must have been a tough decision. I mean, maybe not for him, I don't know, but you running those successful businesses there and all of a sudden having to move to a complete different country where you don't know the culture, the habits, etc. How did that go for you?
It was terrible initially, I must tell you the truth, because my restaurant was doing very well. We started with 1 branch where we were serving over 200 people every day, and it kept increasing to 500. Then we added catering operations, and at one point we were registered food vendors to 5 companies, oil companies in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. And we also did lots of catering for parties, weddings, catering for 1,000 persons every day. So I had lots of employees. I had customers who really enjoyed the good food, the good service, and this were with us for over 5 years. And I opened the second branch of the fast food. It was doing very well. But again, I had challenges. I didn't know how to manage 2 branches of a restaurant by myself. So I came across a course on leadership development for entrepreneurs in the US. I took that course for 1 year, learned about setting my visions, why, and also learning about setting systems so that the business can run without me.
Yeah.
One important thing I learned is that systems run a business, but people run a system. So it took me like a year to start writing these systems and teaching my employees. I hadn't finished. And then my husband came home one day and said, oh, I've been transferred to the Netherlands. So we're all going to move for 4 years. I'm sure he expected me to be very excited about the news.
I bet.
I wasn't excited because I just said, I've built a lot and I've set my vision so high. I was planning to open 10 branches within 2 years. And I had people that depended on me, the people I paid salary. I did a lot of also charity work in Nigeria. My kids, we were happy here. We were doing very well. So I wasn't so excited to move to
I can imagine.
But when I came to the Netherlands, I realized that the language is different. They speak Dutch. Most people speak English, yes, but the official language is Dutch.
Yeah, remains Dutch, of course.
Yeah, you told me you're Dutch.
Yeah, I'm Dutch. I know everything about it.
So everything was different. The culture was different. Everything was new to me. So I started taking care of my children, doing school runs. I even volunteered in my children's school to help in any way I could. But I realized I'm not somebody who can be idle. I've been working all my life. Even when
definitely not you, that's for sure.
Even when I was in school, I used to do vacation jobs in so many different oil companies. I used to love to work, So I think it was a challenge to be an entrepreneur for me. And I found myself at home. Usually after my kids go to school, I become so bored at home. And I started losing my sense of identity. I started losing my confidence. I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know where my life was going to end. I really wept. It was it was a trying moment for me. Then my husband noticed that I wasn't myself anymore, and he encouraged me and asked if I wanted to start a business. And I felt like, where am I going to start from? This is a different place. I don't have my network, my connections, my family to support me, my friends. I didn't even know where to start from. I didn't know how to speak Dutch. So at that time, I started praying, for that period of 1 year. That was the good thing that happened to my life. My spiritual life became stronger because I had to just pray, read my Bible and listen, and really listen to what my inner voice was saying. And all I could hear was, teach what you know. I heard it several times, teach what you know. You've been in business for 14 years, just teach other people. I never thought of doing such things like that, even though my work in Nigeria was always teaching my employees how to run the system.
Yeah, but you weren't conscious of it. You were doing it without realizing that that was what you were doing. Yeah,
yes, I really enjoyed training all the time. So then I started learning Dutch. I started learning Dutch. But the beautiful thing is that I learned the culture. I learned about the people. So it was easier for me to integrate with them. Start talking to them. I want to start a business. I want to run a restaurant. Can you give me an advice on what to do? So the first thing I did is I started interviewing people to see if they will welcome the idea of having a Nigerian restaurant. But guess what? they didn't know anything about Nigerian food. They didn't know what we eat. They didn't have.
That's not very easy to get clients then.
Exactly. I just felt, how am I going to do this when people don't even know about Nigerian food? So I re-strategized, and I remember the voice that said, teach what you know. So I decided to start teaching people how to cook Nigerian food.
Mm-hmm.
I started with my children's school. After that, the kids really loved it. They told their parents, and the PTA chairman in school, Lisa, my friend, asked me to come and teach the moms. I came, she announced it, and 20 people showed up. And it was so fun because I taught them about Nigerian culture, all the cultural elements of happiness, of community, and I taught them how to cook the famous jollof rice. They really enjoyed it. And that is how it was, like a joke. It wasn't like a business for me, but it's something I found out I loved it.
So the ball started rolling.
Then it started. I was surprised that I announced it, outside the schools, and people came, especially the Dutch community. Lots of people told me that, the Dutch people don't like hot food, spicy food. They are not going
They do.
They really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
They do. And the most important thing is I positioned it as an adventure. Just coming to learn how to cook, I told people to come and, experience, the vibrant cuisine of West Africa. Come and learn, come and experience it. I taught them about the culture. I played some nice music, all this Two-Face, P-Square, all the popular artists. I played the music because that's what food means to us. Food is about community, about sharing, about entertainment. And naturally, I love entertainment. I love to see people happy. And that's how it took off. And people were willing to pay for it. I started making money from that passion of mine. And it was fun. And from there, I started packaging the same spices that I use, like spice blends. And people also like the spices.
Yeah, because of course you were teaching them how to cook, but they needed the spices. Where do you get them?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I provided that as well. And that's about it with my business. That's how Ataro Food and Spices came to life.
What I like with what you're describing, by the way, Ebere, is that there is one quality that you have that you really used. I don't know if that was consciously or not, but is, how can I say this? It's adapting as you go with what you discover as you go. So this whole thing of understanding that you could complete your offer with additional stuff that they needed is really, really valuable.
Yes, and I think it's very important for every business owner.
Absolutely.
You just start with a little and allow it to grow. You can't know the end from the beginning because right now lots of distributors want to partner with me to even make it bigger. And right now I partner with experts to do the packaging for me in commercial quantities. And people come to me to teach them a bit of the flavors of West Africa, the fermented food. Can you come and help us give our clients workshop on how you ferment local dishes like Oba? And I was shocked when I heard that. I said, how did these people know about these local dishes? But they've researched it and they've seen me as the expert in West African cuisine. So I get emails from different people to collaborate and help them, to package, to do their own business, even with our recipes. Some people want to incorporate it into their restaurants or into their food packaging products. So it's been fun. it's been fun doing that.
It's very interesting because you did, I think I read it in your biography, that it's about turning your knowledge, etc., and your passion into a business. So you approach it from the angle of your passion, but you've completely understood by your own experience and trial and error also how important it is to have systems and structure into place, etc. And as I just mentioned earlier on, adapt to what you discover as you go. The other thing that I find really interesting with you that you do naturally, which doesn't necessarily come naturally to women in particular, is you've understood the importance of stepping out of your comfort zone, but you're an outgoing person, so you are constantly talking to people. It was at the school with the mums, etc. But you know how to leverage the power of networking. You've completely understood. I did mention that I work on that, the importance of visibility. You make yourself very visible, and that is key to get clients, because obviously your restaurant, the Ataro place, which has turned out in a restaurant now, you didn't tell us yet, I know. Of course, is local, but the rest of what you do is stuff that you can do anywhere in the world, and you need to be visible for that. So tell us more. So your Ataro place turned into a restaurant. Tell us about that.
Okay, yes. I mean, talking about networking, you're very right, because as soon as I learned a little bit about Dutch culture, I started joining networking groups.
Yeah.
Even the ones that speak only Dutch, where I don't speak it much. It helped me to meet a lot of people who supported me, who referred me to more people, more clients. And, I can tell you that with having my own space, Ataro's place started as just a kitchen where people can come and experience the West African culture through the artwork, through the sound, the music, through the food, and through cooking. And also to sell my spices.
Then the spices, yeah.
That was how I had no plan. I told myself I wasn't going to start a restaurant. But sometimes when we are doing a cooking class, people come and knock and they're like, oh, we want to just eat. We don't want to cook. It smells so nice. So I decided to get a permit to just allow people like 3 days in a week, occasionally, to have a restaurant Thursday to Saturday evenings, so people can taste the food. Yeah. And also people come as a group. You saw recently French women coming for dinner. I've had lots of groups come to taste West African food. Since 1 year, we've done lots of cooking classes for companies, big companies with their CEOs. They come for cooking classes. Some people just want to come and have dinner, groups of 30 or more. And I enjoy it. So I've been doing it so well. But again, my passion is also more of teaching people, what I've done. So, which is why I remember coming to you. I said, okay, I keep having this inner voice to say, some people can benefit from what I know. People can benefit from my knowledge, my challenges. But I didn't know how to go about it. And I believe that if you want to succeed in business, you have to find out who knows what you want to do and learn from the person. Even though the systems, the structures you have can help you, but you can also learn more to be able to do it well.
Yeah, of course.
This is what I love to do. And now I've been giving workshops on how to start your own business in a very, with proper foundation, trying to know what do you want to do? What do you love? Does it bring joy to you? Is it fun? Because if it's not, there's no need wasting time.
There is no need, absolutely. We're not on this planet to suffer, bored, or to be sad, or it's all about enjoying life, absolutely.
Yes, and this is why when people come to my cooking classes, they always tell they love the energy, the fun element, because this is me being natural with them. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the connections. I love meeting new people. So it's not been a problem for me to do it successfully, and it keeps bringing me money, even when I didn't know from the beginning how that is going to turn out this.
Absolutely.
So I've been, yeah.
So sorry, you are such a vibrant, I think that's the right term, vibrant example of personal branding, in fact, because you incarnate completely or your business, I should say, incarnate completely your own soul. So it's the soul of your business is you, and that is what personal branding is. You're so incredibly coherent, aligned inside out, that everything that you are doing is exuding that. And that is very powerful. That is extremely powerful. There is no doubt whatsoever that you are authentic, and that translates into everything that you're doing, and that's why you're so successful.
Thank you. Yes, everything I do it has to make me happy. You know, and also I focus on making other people happy. I always think about how can people benefit from, you know, from me. What can they learn from me, or what can I offer to people? You know, this teaching people how to also achieve their own dreams, because I see people struggle. I want to start a business, but they're not sure. So maybe the confidence to start or the steps to take. So I felt I could just help them with telling them how I did it.
Absolutely.
Because within a year, I started a business that became very popular, and all the women, all my friends in my network, they are amazed. Ebere, how did you do this? It's just the system. It's the same strategy I used in Nigeria. It's the same. The only thing is that you have to learn the culture of the new environment where you are, so you know how to market to them. So that was the critical thing I learned. How do I reach out to Dutch people? And they are my customers, and also other expats who live in the Netherlands. They are also my customers. So it's good to learn the culture, but the systems, the strategies of running a successful business, I think is the same. You know,
absolutely. What I find interesting in what you are describing without realizing it also is that, and I say that specifically for the viewers, so often women in particular, given that's my audience, aren't conscious of their talents and their skills, and your story is telling that you've created something back in Nigeria. You did it by being conscious of the bits and pieces that were missing. So you went to trainings, you got support, mentoring, etc., the leadership courses, etc., implemented. By doing, you were growing, etc. And at some point back in the Netherlands, you knew how to restart from scratch without necessarily knowing at that point where you were going to, but you were in need to find yourself again. And what is it that makes me happy? And from that place, all your skills and talents came up again, up to the point, and I do remember that's stuff that we have been working on, up to the point where you started realizing everything you knew, and that you could really leverage that to help other people doing the same. And the last thing that I would like to add on that topic also is that you are naturally understanding, and that may be your culture, but still it's really added value, that giving before searching to sell, is an extremely powerful thing to do. You receive so much more in return when you are first naturally giving instead of trying to sell, quote unquote.
Yes, yeah, that helped me in my cooking classes. I used to just invite people to come and taste the food. Yes, that's part of our culture, giving, but personally, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I remember when I came to you, then I was like, okay, listen, I just know how to do my business. I don't know if I'm able to start teaching people, as in mentoring people one-on-one. I love to give trainings. I'm very good at. And I remember we did some personality tests. I don't remember the name of the test you helped me out with. And and several other tests always showed, oh, Ebere, you are somebody who connects with people, you are somebody who gives, you're somebody who likes to help other people succeed. So I took that to heart. I struggled with doing it, but as soon as, and the thing again is, when you're ready within you to do something, the people appear, they come.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But again, that's the power of being authentic, because by being authentic, you are attracting to yourself people that resonate with you, because you're not going to work with the entire world, and there are people who just don't make you happy. You don't want to work with them because you don't resonate with them. So when you're authentic, you have that natural attraction, and then everything falls into place.
Yeah, because people started asking me, please, can you teach me? How did you do this? I'm struggling with my business. I'm feeling stuck. Things like that. But you're just moving forward. And that's when I said to you, oh, okay, and yes, I want to start mentoring people, but I need to learn the steps to do it. You know, I know, yes, I can do a plan. I can execute plans, but I have to learn the secret of the business as well, because it's a new business for me. And people just started coming to me, and I mentioned it to a few people that right now I'm already mentoring, quite a number of people. But initially I didn't know how I was going to combine it with my business. But I realized that when I focus on those people who are struggling and they really need help.
What is it that they need?
What is it that they need? And it makes me happy, and I have more energy to combine it with my business. So that's what's been happening, and I really find it a joy when people tell me, oh, you've helped me to gain direction. I'm more focused, and now I know what I'm doing. It really gives me joy, and I like to help more people do that. Yeah.
Excellent. Ebere, I have completely lost track of time. Normally I'm watching, I suspect that we're more or less at the end of the interview. So before we go, tell us where people can find you. And if you have any other offer or whatever, please share with us.
Okay, yeah. For my business, Ataro Foods, I have been able to record videos of my cooking classes, so people all over the world can experience the vibrant cuisine of West Africa. And I will be launching that in December. If people go to our website, atarofoods.com, they will get more information if they sign up to receive our newsletters. And for my mentoring, if people go to ebereakadiri.com, or if people want me to, to call me, speak with me, to tell me how I can help them, to support them and to move them forward, they can send me an email on ebereakadiri.com, and I will respond immediately. So that's how to find me. And I'm also, happy to help more people. Yeah.
You have such a big heart. It's really such an honor to be working with you. It really is a pleasure, and I can listen for hours to you. You're a storyteller also. So, Ebere, thank you so much for your time. I'm sure that a lot of people will enjoy listening to you and watching you. So for those of you who are interested in building a strong brand, in understanding how they can be authentic and visible, as I said, it's increasingly important. So there's probably something also around breaking your self-imposed glass ceiling, because we women tend to be extremely good at that. Don't hesitate and contact me. I'm happy to give you a complimentary consultation by going to my website, agnesvanrijn.com. So the usual 3 W's and then ANYESVANRHIJN.com. And see you in the next interview. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Agnes, for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.